Hi everyone, welcome back to Anutalk Show. So, if you are doing sales calls in your business and you have this feeling like you need to convince someone in order to work with you, you are feeling completely drained after the sales call, you are attracting the wrong leads. And in this episode, I'm going to talk about the three things you need to fix in order to close the next client on a sales call. So, oftentimes, the sales calls are feeling completely drained, not because the conversation is difficult, not because the client is rude or you cannot help the client. It is actually energy draining and you feel completely drained because you spent 45 minutes trying to convince someone that they needed help, that they needed support, that they needed um, to solve the problem that they have. So you are trying to explain the value of your program. You are trying to justify the pricing, no matter if it is 5K, 3K, 10K. You are trying to help someone see why now is the best time. You are trying to get them excited about a result that they said they wanted. And you are trying to do all of these things in 60 minutes. So at the end of the call, they are telling you, I need to think about it. I will get back to you, or now it's not a good time. And then they ghost you. They are completely disappearing. So if you're a woman of color coach, you're an industry expert, and every sales call or most of the sales call feels like you're dragging someone across the finish line, this episode, this video is for you. Because the problem is not your sales skills. You already have closed clients before, so you know what you need to do in order to close the client. The challenge, the problem you're experiencing in your business right now is attracting the wrong people. And that is exhausting. That is the most exhausting place you can be in your business, when you're attracting the wrong people. Because what that looks like in your business is that you are showing up consistently in your business. You are posting content, you are creating offers, you are booking calls, right? You are booking calls, which is the last, not the last step, but the finish line of the sales process. So from the outside, it looks like everything is working, but privately, you are frustrated because the people who are booking a call, they are not showing up on the call ready to work with you. They are interested, but they are not committed enough to say yes to their own transformation. So they are curious in your offer, but they are not investing. So they are consuming your content, they are existing in your audience, but they are not taking responsibility for solving the problem they are having in their life right now. So no wonder every sales call becomes a battle, because you spend most of the conversation explaining your offer, defending the price, teaching. You're doing it unconsciously, that you are now teaching and coaching the client. You are convincing the value of your offer, and you are reassuring that they are making the best decision. You are reassuring that this is the best decision for them to make right now. So you are trying to help them believe, right? And eventually you start questioning yourself. Maybe my price is too high, or I need another certification, I need a different offer, maybe the group offer is not good enough, maybe the economy is bad. This is one of the worst place you can be as a woman of color coach, industry expert, believing that the economy is not the common economy is bad, the time is not good right now. So you are thinking and you are believing that people just aren't buying. Meanwhile, the real issue is that your marketing, your messaging is attracting people who love being in this information consuming energy, but they are not ready for a transformation. So literally, your marketing and your messaging is attracting people who love information, who love consuming more information, but they are not ready to work with you in order to get the transformation. And this is much bigger than losing a few sales. Maybe you haven't closed the last three sales. This is so much bigger than not closing those three last sales calls you had, because attracting the wrong leads creates a chain reaction. So, first, you waste time, right? Time spent on calls that never had a chance to convert. Then you spent time writing proposals nobody asked for. You are spending time following up with people who were never serious from the beginning, right? And then you lose the confidence. You start second guessing your offer, you start questioning your expertise, you start questioning the price and wondering if anyone will actually buy this offer. Then, because of you are in this chain reaction, you start to make emotional business decisions. Now your whole emotion is running your business right now. You lower your prices. You create smaller offers. You add bonuses because you believe the more I add into the offer, the quicker I can actually close the client. The more the client sees the value, you over deliver, and then you end up burned out. You try to make the offer easier to buy. And before you know it, you are building a business around people who were never your ideal clients in the first place. And the worst part is that you begin believing that all the leads behave this way, which in reality they don't. Because qualified buyers for your high ticket coaching offer, they behave completely differently. So let's talk about that, okay? When the right people enter your world, enter your Instagram account, your YouTube channel, the sales conversations feel different, okay? Means don't spend the entire call convincing. You don't feel pressure to prove yourself. You don't feel like, oh my God, I have to prove the value of my offer. You don't have to explain every detail of your process. The conversation becomes, where are you now? Let me diagnose your problem. Where do you want to go? Okay, and what is stopping you to go there? And then here is how I can help you. Here is the plan. So the energy changes because the person has already decided that they want the result, right? And they are just getting on a call with you to evaluate the fit. Is this a good fit for me right now? Are the values matching, right? They are not deciding on the 60-minute call whether the problem matters. So that's a completely different conversation. And that's what most coaches want. Not more calls and more calls booked in a calendar that end up in a no, just better calls with qualified people who will say yes. So I want to give you the reasons why you are convincing in your sales calls right now and why you are attracting the wrong leads, the wrong people who are not a good fit, who are not coachable, who are not in match with the value you have, who don't have the money right now. Okay, and why you are attracting the wrong people. So, the first reason why this is happening is because of your messaging. You have probably heard this all over the industry, but that is true. And many coaches create content that attracts everyone, especially my woman of color coaches and industry expert, because you have this feeling like, I cannot exclude people in my community. Who am I to exclude other people? So that's why you stay broad, you create helpful content, you create educational content, you create general content, right? So that it fits everyone and everyone in this world in every corner. You're creating safe content. That also means that you are not sharing your voice, you are not disruptive, you are not sharing what is wrong and why your approach is different. And the problem with that is that broad messaging attracts broad audiences. So, especially if your content is going viral all the time and no one is booking a call, that means that viral content is attracting the wrong people. Because broad audiences means that people are curious, okay? People, they are searching, and also people who are procrastinating right now. They like to learn, but they are not buying from you right now. So especially when you are in this high ticket coaching space, okay, you are in the health, wealth, relationship industry, and you are selling a one-on-one or a group offer at a high ticket price, you don't want everyone and anyone in your world. In order for you to hit your revenue goal, you just need a handful of people. You don't need people in your audience who will never buy from you. So, your messaging, the number one thing it should do is repel people as much as it attracts. So that when the follower account goes down, it shouldn't bother you. You should always have this in mind that I am repelling as much as I am attracting. So, let's say you're a woman of color coach, okay? If you're speaking to women of color coaches, okay, you're a business coach, and you are talking to women of color coaches already working with clients wanting to scale, you have to say that in your audience, in your content. Let's say you're a fitness coach and you want to help other women um, heal their thyroid issues. Okay, they have thyroid right now. That is what you need to say in your messaging right now, that you are helping women with thyroid issues to heal that by changing their nutrition, for example. So you have like strong messaging filters people before they ever book a call with you. So instead of saying like vague, broad messaging like I help coaches grow their businesses, yeah, which coaches, first of all? What means grow their businesses? Can you be specific? And this is very uncomfortable for a lot of women of color coaches, especially when you join Leverage 20, because my job as your coach, as your business coach, is to challenge you. And one of the challenge that a lot of people are having in phase one, which is why they need the coaching there, is to get specific, to look at your experience in order to get specific in your messaging, because oftentimes your ideal clients are previous versions of you. Let's look at the life you have lived so far. What kind of experience did you have, so that we can take that in your messaging and make it strong, so that more those type of people who have the challenge right now are being attracted in your audience, and those who don't have the problem can be removed. They can actually disqualify themselves and remove themselves from your audience, because they know you are not solving the problem they are having right now, or they don't have the urgency right now to solve that. So specificity, okay, creates attraction. And clarity in that attraction will create more conversion. Conversion on a sales call. Conversion in your content, because your content has to convert those people to book a call with you right now. That was number one. That was the number one reason. Let me know in the comment section if you have any questions. We will continue with reason number two, okay? The second reason is that you are attracting the wrong leads because of weak positioning, okay? Let's be honest, there are thousands, maybe millions of coaches online. And if your audience cannot immediately understand why they should choose you, why they should choose your offer or your methodology, they will always compare you based on the price. And you don't want to compete on price, because there will always be someone who will sell less than you. So when buyers compare based on the price, everyone loses, and you will lose as well. Because strong positioning answers why you, why now, why this solution, or why this methodology, why not something else? Why is your approach better than the next approach? And this is how I said again, like positioning and messaging goes hand in hand. It actually merge together. This is where your lived experience matters. This is where we have to unpack your intellectual property, your methodology. That matters as well. This is where your story matters. This is where your perspective matters, right? Because you, like, especially women of color, if like you often underestimate how powerful your unique experience is. You kind of want to like don't even mention that, but that is what is needed for you to convert better, because Currently, you are trying to sound professional. You are trying to sound credible. You are trying to sound like everyone. Meanwhile, the thing that would differentiate you is the thing that you are hiding, which is your story, which is your lived experience, which is your perspective. So stop trying to become the best coach. Everyone is the best coach on their own way. If you're not scamming people, okay? Um, So everyone is the best coach, but what you need to focus on is becoming the relevant coach by focusing on the relevant problem your ideal clients are experiencing right now. Because people buy relevance faster than the expertise, the credibility, the certifications on the wall you have. Okay, write this down. People buy relevance faster than the expertise, the credibility, the certifications you have. Now, let's talk about the big one, okay, which is reason number three. Most women of color coaches, they wait until the sales call to qualify the lead. Let me know in the comment section if that is you. You wait until the sales call to qualify if they're a good fit or not, if you can help them or not, if they are coachable or not, if they have the problem or not, if they have the identity or not. But until you wait, you do the sales call, it's already too late. Because the qualification process should happen long before the call, which is why we believe the conversion starts with your content. The conversion actually starts when the audience or when the prospect starts to follow you on YouTube, on Instagram, whatever platform you are using. So the qualification process should happen long, way long before the call. Your content should qualify. Your application should qualify. Your messaging should qualify all the time. And your process should qualify. So that by the time someone books a call with you, you should already know, do they have the problem that I solve? Do they want the result? Right? Are they actually committed? Are they willing to invest? High ticket. Are they ready now? Is there an urgency for them now to invest? So a sales call should not be an investigation. It simply should be a conversation to confirm. That's it. The client is not only choosing you as the coach, but you as the coach should also choose the client. This is what we talk about in Leverage 20 all the time. Not all money is good money. You don't want to work with anyone and everyone, especially if the value is not matching, especially if the client is like rude, they are not coachable, they are coming with an attitude of, I already know this, like, oh, why should I keep doing this work? Like, bro, if you already know what we are doing here, why are you here? Why don't you have the result that you desire the most right now? So too many coaches are using sales calls to figure out whether someone is serious, but that work should already have happened before. So we need to shift your sales process. So your sales process is weak, which is why you're experiencing all those convincing on a sales call, which is draining your energy, and you are attracting people who show interest, but they are not buying. They are telling you, I don't have the money. They are ghosting you after the call. If that is actually draining your energy and you want to take the time back so that you can invest that time where you are convincing someone on a call to actually do something else, actually coach your clients better in your program, we have to ask better questions before the sales call. So, one shift you can do is create an application form that actually reveals their commitment, right? You can also start to create content that speaks directly to buyers, not browsers. Okay. Start creating content that actually talks about the urgency they are having right now. Why should they invest in your offer? Talk about the investment. Talk about the standards you are having and you are holding for your clients. Talk about the expectations so that when someone comes in your program, they are not very shocked about the expectations you are having about yourself, that you will give it to your clients, but also the expectations you have from your clients inside the offer. The more authentic you are publicly, the less clients you will attract who will be shocked in private coaching container, because they are not used to what you are like expecting from them, because you're already talking about it over and over and over again in your public content. Because the right people, they won't run away. This is also um, how you will avoid low retention rate, because you are authentic and honest with your people in your public content. So the right people, they will say yes to your offer, and they will stay until, I don't know, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, because they will lean in. So sales calls feels convincing because you are attracting the wrong people. That is data your business is giving you right now. We can work with the data. Don't run away from it. Don't like stop blaming yourself that this is happening because of you. It is not happening because of you. It's happening because of wrong messaging, weak positioning, and the sales process you have. So you should stop assuming that you need more leads and chasing more leads. You should stop assuming that you need to lower your price. Stop assuming that you need another strategy. If that is already happening in your business right now, you don't need another strategy. You need to work on the skill of conversion, because the problem right now here is often much simpler than you think right now, because you are attracting people who were never qualified to begin with. So the solution is not more volume, means more booking calls on the calendar won't help you to close more. The solution is better filtering, better qualification process, better messaging, better positioning, and a conversion skill that will help you to convert better. So a qualification process should do the heavy lifting before you are doing the sales call. So the goal is not to book more sales call. The goal is to have conversations with people who are already halfway convinced that they need help, that they want a solution, and that right now it's the best time for them. That's how you create easier sales, and that's how you stop overworking and being burnt out all the time. And that's how you build a business filled with committed clients, instead of having endless conversations that go nowhere, that where you end up feeling drained when it comes to closing the sale. So when you are ready to solve this problem in your business right now, we have so much data that we can use right now in order to solve the problem in the next 60 days. So that when you are tired hearing all the time, I need to think about it, I don't have the money, and then seeing the person ghosts you, blocks you on Instagram, and you want to implement and install a client acquisition system that attracts committed buyers, send me on Instagram the word ready, so that we can talk about what you need to do next, so that you can solve this problem in the next 60 days. Thank you so much for joining. I see you and talk to you in the next episode. Bye.